going to change very soon. Because government is determined, hell-bent upon that Indian manufacturing has to grow. So the pricing has to go on the channel for all the imported products, or some restrictions will be there, and they will not be far if the things become like this, that BIS will be in the place of the consumables. And then the obtaining a BIS on Chinese factories, I think it will be impossible task for the total importers. So there is a lot of opportunity in Make in India. And once these policy corrections which we are recommending from FITA, they are done, lot of advantage will be given to the Indian industry and the boost to Indian industry. In FITA, it has been primarily being a channel association. But how we see in the FITA, after 3 to 4 years, 50% to 80% products on Indian channel shelves will be Make in India products. So a new association has been launched, which is All India Small IT and Electronic Manufacturers Association. That is the association which is focusing only towards the Make in India, MSMEs, startups, and being a part of FITA, it will be a connect to channel and the Indian brands manufacturers. So at the platform of FITA, both the Indian manufacturers, Indian brands and Indian channel, they can be connected at one place, and no arm twisting is there like the multinationals are doing with the Indian channel. We have seen in the laptop, we have seen in the other products. Same may very soon come into printing also. Another good thing is now a couple of Indian brands are coming into printing. One of my own brand, Excel, is coming into printing with the multi-function printers. Image King has got a very good machine in Indian product. Landmark Group in Delhi, they are having the Lexmark product in India, which is being assembled in India now, and some more are in the pipeline. So that is where into A4 printing will be coming as a Make in India product, and that will be supplementing to the consumable business, because the consumable business will become a OEM business for these brands. So lot of opportunities there for all of us to come and tie up with those brands for the manufacturing of those products. Further, as being a brand holder, I have seen a lot of backward integration happening into Make in India. Like we are primarily into PC industry, we started from 100% import, and today most of us Indian brands are level 1 Indian manufacturers. Same thing is going to happen here also, and we are also trying for the Make in India policy into printers and the consumables. I think it will roll out into another 2 to 3 months. One more which is very good thing has happened for the Indian brands and Indian manufacturers. Earlier, those people who are selling as a brand on GEM, they understand that vendor assessment was exempted for the large companies having turnover of 500 crores. On the initiative of our new association which is coming to India for promoting the Indian manufacturing, just 2 days back, all the companies who were exempted from the vendor assessment, their exemption has been withdrawn. And within 30 days they will have to go for the vendor assessment. So the product coming from the neighboring country and getting a vendor assessment there, even you have your, I know one of the companies who are having their office in Taiwan, but having 90% manufacturing done in the neighboring country, all those companies, they will be out of vendor assessment. So a very big backbone is going to be there. That also we have to understand. And lot of companies, OEMs, will not be able to get their product from China because their vendor assessment will be under scrutiny. So all those things are there. Some changes were made into vendor assessment policy of toner by GEM just 2 years back. They were being manipulated, they were being put up against the industry. I am happy to tell you that draft vendor assessment policy has been rolled out, and all those new things which were introduced, they have been practically taken back, like the fire clearance and all those things. They have been all taken back. So the Indian manufacturing is definitely going to get a good boost. Thank you so much about it, and I wish all the best for the Indian manufacturers and Indian brands.
A very good comprehensive assessment of what is likely to happen ahead when the Make in India becomes a bigger force. Thank you so much, Mr. Rasool. Now I'd like to request Mr. Sanjeev Mahajan to talk about how technology markets and the Make in India trends will impact the aftermarket consumables industry. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Okay. Good afternoon or good evening now. We have two questions to answer in this. One is how big is the aftermarket in India, especially for photocopiers and for printers, which are a bigger market. The second part is it possible to make in India and what is required to make in India? So we'll be trying to address it from the first point of view. The first point is that market for toner is very large in bulk toner itself. Bulk toner is used both imported, roughly about 250 tons per month, and imported about 350 tons per month. And these are used basically for different segments. The manufacturing industry for laser printer toner cartridges, okay, the bifurcation between copier and laser printer is roughly about 350 tons per month is for laser printers and 250 tons per month is for photocopiers. But the installed base of copiers is much smaller at just about 3 million, and for laser printers about 10 million, 1 crore. So the total consumption of toner per copier is much more. And as far as the number of cartridges is used, there are 5 types of cartridges being used in laser printers. The first is the original, which has roughly about a 15% market share, about 3 lakh per month. The compatible business, which is a larger segment, but that's about 8 or 9 lakhs per month. The other big market is remanufactured cartridges, which are locally remanufactured. That's just about 1 lakh. But a very, very large market is for refilled cartridges, which is about 5 lakh per month. There is a small manufactured volume in India from CKD, which are assembled from various components. That's about 1 lakh of cartridges per month. So the segment of Make in India is still very small, because the cost of manufacturing in India is much more than if you can import it. But when you notice it, that there is still a very large segment. Okay, the photocopier market, the segment is totally different. Most of it is original cartridges are used. Hardly 15% of the market is for aftermarket consumables. But the original cartridges also are refilled by dealers, a lot of it. My guess is about 20% or 25% of that are using toner powder, which is bulk imported and sold. But a large quantity of bulk toner is used for the photocopier job shops, which is the coffee shops. They prefer only the low price, low quality product for printing, which is of acceptable quality, not of good quality. So given these type of numbers, making in India is viable if all the components are there. Bulk toner is made in India as a larger share of the business, and there are 4 manufacturers of toner powder. And the number of players for aftermarket is still very, very small. Now the industry is what is required to manufacture in India. For bulk toner, the minimum cost of setting up a toner powder factory is at least $1 million. So the project cost touches almost about 20 crores before you can have an operation. To generate enough profit to justify an investment of 20 crore is not viable. So some lower cost operations are required, or smaller plants which does not allow you to be competitive. But assembling cartridges or laser printer is much easier. All components can be done, assembly can be done, and bulk toner will account for about 40 to 50% value addition, which can all be local. So with this type of segment, people can look at it. But if we start exporting from India, if the cartridges are made in India, the market becomes very big. And then we can compete with it. Whether we have one player or multiple players looking at the export market depends on our vision and players and investment. This is what we are looking at, and I think it is a big opportunity for all of us to get into this segment.
Thank you so much, Mr. Martin. I think you said it all. And I think when you add the export numbers, then it becomes really viable, because setting up cost-effective manufacturing is always a major issue in India. I now request Mr. Puneet Singhal to talk specifically about, see, you can't do manufacturing without setting up research and development cell and kind of a think tank related to that. And but research and development is an expensive proposition because we do not know the returns. The returns may come in 6 months, may come in a year, etc. And to set up a standards body related to the Make in India program. So therefore the suggestion and the thought is that this research center and think tank would be government supported. This is his idea. Actually, I'm just elaborating what his idea is. So, Mr. Singhal, please go ahead and elaborate.
Hi guys, I represent CMDA Delhi. We are a pan-India body which is majorly having all compatible manufacturers and assemblers. We have worked very actively with them and engaged with them to streamline the GEM category. I think we started with original cartridges way back in 17. Then we came to the compatible cartridges, and a vendor assessment policy was made under the circumstances which were there. We consulted our members and we formulated a policy which is there. And recently GEM has tried to bring in some new features and tried to do away with some. That is not yet finalized. But whatever comes out, we are okay with it, as long as it supports Make in India and not fake in India. So we are very much against people faking in India. So we've seen examples wherein even China, a box is coming from China with a Make in India symbol. And it's coming box back like that and it's getting cleared and then it's reaching the market to the consumer as well as the government consumers. So that is cheating the consumer as well as the country. We are very much against that. So now coming to your point, Sukanta ji, what we feel is that India should make a standard product. And only then it will be accepted by the consumer, whether it is an individual consumer or a government consumer. In that, we have tried to engage with the standard body within the country, that is BIS. We have taken inputs from them, we keep giving inputs to them. But we have also asked the MSME ministry and the concerned other ministries that there should be some kind of a government setup where R&D for this product is there with proper stakeholders from the country, where they give their inputs and we have a sort of a pool of thought as to how we can improve the standard. And whatever is coming today from import channel, we don't know what is the quality, what is the standard. A product of X brand will give 100 prints, the same product size, another brand will give 200, some will give 150. So there has to be standardization. Then quality, what is the quality? Should it be very dark? Should it be light? What should be the quality? That standard is not there. So we need to have a standard which is going as per international standards. Then our climate conditions are different. We need to have our standards accordingly. We can't go on international standards also. So government has to actively think on this line. And yes, we are in a tariff war. So there are 50% tariffs going somewhere. We should also have equal tariffs to match and promote Make in India. And work is being done on that direction also. The previous duty of 10% came with our efforts. We worked at it. We tried to get more duty, but it settled at 10% only. So again, efforts are there to increase the duty. We are working at getting a minimum import price. There is, when a product is coming to the customs, it is coming at some value. Somebody is declaring it at X price, Y price, Z price, and there are manipulations happening. So we are taking up with the government agencies to have a minimum import price, which is reasonable, and there is no scope for manipulation. So that under invoicing business goes. So that is how Make in India will happen. from our side, government has to come in a very big way to help. Otherwise, like they have helped the mobile industry, we have quoted this example number of times to all the government stakeholders, and some of them have concurred with our thoughts, some have not. But now with the current tariff war, I think government will concur more with whatever we say. But whatever we say should be meaningful and coming actually from the ground and with ground reality. So only then government will listen. And I think that's not all. We should stress on quality. Thank you.
Very good points, Puneetji. I now would like to go to, change gear and go to a Japanese, global Japanese manufacturer. Mr. Joseph Peter is here from Domagawa, and I'd like to basically ask a couple of things. How do you from your perspective, from the Japanese manufacturer's perspective, see the Make in India program initiative? Number two, how do you take on Indian manufacturers? Because you are an importer sort of brand. And how do you look at your technology with emerging technologies of OEM? Over to you, sir.
Good evening to everyone. I am Joseph Peter, representing South Asia for Tomigawa Corporation, one of the world's oldest toner manufacturer. For 70 years, we have been making toner, and if at all there is one company which knows the roots of toner, it is Tomigawa. And I am glad that I've been invited to be part of this program, and I'm happy to be here. Make in India initiative is very promising, led by the Prime Minister of India and also the entire government infrastructure, looking at creating a lot of enthusiasm in people making a lot of new products in India, and toner is definitely one among them. But toner is not something new for manufacturing in India, because we all know that there are already a few manufacturers for more than 3 decades making toner in India, quite very well popular. So the technology is already there, but of course in future, as the technology trend keeps changing in the global scenario, it's very important that all the Indian manufacturers also keep pace with that and try to capitalize on the new technology. So as far as the first question is concerned, India is aware of toner making, and all of you here, you know who the manufacturers are and how well it is being received in the market. As a Japanese toner manufacturer, we also know that Make in India initiative is quite good. It is quite good, and it creates a lot of healthy competition to stay ahead of others, to really beat the market and have a major market share. And that's where, as a Japanese company making toner for 70 years and one of the OEMs in the world, we have a strong R&D to develop new toners. The basic difference what I need to present here is that in Indian market, as far as copier is concerned, is divided majorly into 3 segments. One, you have the used machines market, which was very quite popular in the last 2 or 3 decades. Then, of course, then we have the OEM market, where brand new copiers are being sold by the OEMs. Then we also have another segment, which is the MPS, which is very popular in the last 1 decade, where rentals are being sold. So we primarily look at these 3 segments. And if you look at the OEMs, they keep bringing up new technologies in their equipments. So when they make new technologies in their equipments, it is also important they keep changing the technology of toner. And because the OEMs are also aware that the aftermarket compatible manufacturers are quite technology oriented, and they can always capture them in terms of the quality. So they want to stay ahead in the market, and they bring a lot of new technology, and that's why we will see now toners moving from pulverized toner to chemical toner. And we also see that some of the OEMs bringing in a lot of new technology, like the tech technology that was developed by Toshiba in the past. and very difficult to make some toners in that segment. And also now, you must have read the article last year about a photosensitizer toner with oxygen related, developed by and patented by Konica Minolta. Like that, so the OEMs are also increasing their ways and strategies of making toner, where we as a Japanese companies are also forced to look into that segment, and that's where we differ. So as the Indian market is more focusing into the used machines market, and OEMs replacing the used machines with the latest brand new machines, it's very important for us to really look at that new models and launch a lot of new models of toners where we are quite strong. So in Make India initiative, it is also very important not only look at the old models or the current prevailing popular models in India, but also to look at the OEM brand new models which are being replaced with a lot of new technologies every year. So you need a lot of new toners with a lot of differences, especially when the speed goes up, the fusing temperature changes, the environmental changes, all has to be taken into care of. And many restrictions worldwide today, especially we talk about Europe, there are a lot of restrictions where we cannot export or sell toner if you are not following a certain criteria based on the environment conditions. So that's where we excel. We also look into that aspect and ensure that we are eco-friendly in terms of the toners are being made. So in Make in India initiative, it's very important for the manufacturers to keep pace with the rising technologies. And as a Japanese company, we are developing a lot of new toners. Just for an example, we have more than 600 products, toners and carriers and developers in our lineup, which you can understand because we have been making for 70 years. So as I wish all the very best for the Indian Make in India initiative, I want them also to keep pace with the international standards where technology is fast growing. And one more last point which I wanted to add is that there is a lot of shift from monotoners to color toners. All the developed countries like the US or the Europe market has significantly moved from mono to color. But here in India, still, I look at that as a virgin market. Color has not taken that kind of a major share, but certainly there is a major change in the OEM machines that are being placed in the Indian market. Having worked in the past with some of the OEMs in selling machines, I know that the color machines are moving faster, and there is a shift from the customer orientation where they move from mono to color. So to be in the aftermarket business, it is very important that color toners are also being made. But in India till today, color toners are not made. We are still at the virgin level, baby level, where we are talking about the monotoners. But to be on the other side, we should also look at to develop color toners in future, which will be a great challenge for the Indian manufacturers. And that is the area which we all would like to focus. The future is changing into color. So I wish all the very best for the Make in India initiative, and this healthy competition is very much vital even for the Japanese companies to go ahead and match with the OEM. As OEMs are also changing in their technologies, it's a very difficult task for us. Our R&D is very strong, but still it becomes very difficult because the toner manufacturing process with many of the new OEMs and new models is completely changing, and it is becoming very tough day by day. But let us take up the challenge and see how best we can be in the aftermarket so that we all can benefit and mutually come together in making this program a wonderful success.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Peter. You explained the entire breadth of the whole ecosystem. 600 products is huge, even though you're a 70-year-old company, but that's huge. And your observation about the monotonals and color toners is absolutely well placed. I think that's the market, that's the potential market, the color toners for us. And we need to see how to grow pace. I think it's got to do more with the final consumer, that what is the value they see in a color printout or what have you, So, and I sort of like the point that the Make in India program is a healthy program. We should develop it, and the Japanese manufacturer will of course keep pace with it. Now we'd like to request Mr. Dhruv Mahajan to give his views on how the technology market and Make in India trends impact the aftermarket consumables industry.
Hi, good evening. Honestly, we have not seen a very drastic change with the Make in India initiative since it has been started up. Business is all going normal and growing by the month. But yes, we are facing resistance in the GEM platform, which I feel is fair enough. Regarding the aftermarket technologies and everything, we have put in, Nine-Star as a company has put in a lot of investment into R&D. We have the largest chip manufacturing facility with us, as well as the consumables, and all laser cartridges are manufactured, including all the major OEMs. So the technological trends, we are first to market globally, and invest a lot of money into the company so that the aftermarket can grow in this segment. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your summarizing the whole process of the aftermarket consumables. Now I would like to request Mr. Sandeep Sanghi to tell us his views on the Make in India program.
So I'm representing iTone India with distribution company Pan India. We work with global manufacturers worldwide and distribute consumables for copiers, printers, and technical devices and internet supplies as well. So regarding the Make in India, I'm not sure now. I think India and China are friends again, right? So I'm not sure about the new BIS and the additional duties which will come in. But anyways, on a serious note, the Make in India, I think we should also focus on export as well and domestic consumption. We need to improve the qualities. One thing, again, based on pricing, as long as the distributors have enough margins, I think the factories over here can supply local distributors as well. If there's no margins, definitely distributors are going to plan and work on importing products. Right? So I think that's one thing the manufacturers can work on. Work with the distributors, work on giving them more margins. That will again help the Make in India, since it will help increase the volumes. Again, export is another thing we need to look into. So, and again, as I always say, our country is quite huge. We have more than 2.1 million population. So, I mean, it's not a small market in any way. So there's a lot of potential growth, a lot of potential for Make in India. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I request Ms. Arushi Rajpal to talk about how they are a large manufacturer, as you all know, how our manufacturing facilities, etc., impact the aftermarket consumables industry, and what are the new trends she's seeing in the toner market, and how it will grow and develop, and what are the new technologies they are using to keep pace with the growing change. Over to you, ma'am.
The last part.
How your manufacturing facility, how are you seeing, what are the changes you're making in the technology to fight the new market scenarios which is coming up?
Hi, good evening everyone. Pleasure to be here. I am Arushi Rajpal, Director of ProDot Group. We are into manufacturing of toner cartridges and computer peripherals in India by the brand name of ProDot. So, yes, Make in India has come a big way, in the sense it's been close to 10 years that this policy or this initiative has been taken by the Honorable PM. When we talk about its real implementation, I think it's a little far off, in the sense that there are few hurdles that every manufacturer in this segment would face. That is that the major raw material is being still produced in China. There are no ancillary or backward integration here as of now. So your drums and everything are technically being imported from China. The shell and everything, all those things can be done here, assembled here and done here. Currency fluctuation also is something that we're being hit as Indians. So in the last 5 years, if I see, the currency has gone from like 74 rupees to maybe like 84 rupees. So in that span, technically my raw material is being getting expensive every single time. And what I can offer to the end user or how I can charge from them is nothing. So technically what I'm doing is, decreasing my margin day by day, and due to the currency fluctuations. although every cartridge that we, as in the Indian industry, manufactures is replacing an imported product, but whereas we're meanwhile creating jobs, building ancillary industries, and keeping our economy stronger. Coming to the new trends, I think printers are not just a simple device anymore. They're AI enabled. There's maintenance, routine checks, monitoring for enterprise and businesses alike. Then there's IoT that's being featured in. But as India is a large scale of land, what actually comes down and drills down to real people is your basic laser toner printers and your MFPs and all. So those technology hasn't really gone down to the last consumer, and I think it's going to take some time to reach there. And then we as manufacturers all will have to get up. Like इन्होंने बोला कि ये आगे चलते रहेंगे, OEMs हम पीछे इनको we're going to like keep pace with them. So we are going to follow that space also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I think that was a good overview of the manufacturing of the products which you do. Now, I'd like to do one quick last round. Any final thoughts, etc.? Mr. Dimesh, please.
One very important point which came from Sandeep ji was about the quality of Indian product. The credibility of Make in India is definitely going to be impacted by the quality of the product we are going to make. So the standards have to be there, as Puneet has also said, and some realistic standards are required, and the associations which are working with the government have to work and advise the government on that. So that some good quality standard maintained is there. So if a toner is supposed to print 1,000 pages, then that every brand is printing should print 1,000 pages at the same density and the same quality of the product. Certain standards are there, and the better the quality, the market growth will be also faster. Customer confidence will also increase on the Indian product. So that is a very important aspect. Second aspect which was discussed was about the backward integration. That always happens, like we have seen in the computing industry and other industries, where the Make in India has matured much more than the consumable industry or the print industry. Once the volume is there, backward integration automatically starts happening. We may open with the plastic industry or with the people who are doing the PCBs or the chipsets to make our own products which are required for the printing industry. So definitely with the time that will happen, but the quality is again a very important feature, and for that even if some price has to be increased, we should not be compromised. Thank you.
Very good observation, especially on standards, that if the donor is supposed to do 1,000 prints with the required level of density, that should be what is achieved, and that should be the market standard. I think there is a lack of setting standards, so therefore the market is going all over the place. And as you rightly pointed out, because once the volumes increase, the backward integration will kind of automatically happen. So I'll now go to Mr. Sanjeev Mahajan for his final thoughts and comments, please.
I have actually two comments to make. One is an observation which I have seen for the last 20 years, that in India the total aftermarket penetration is very, very high. We have grown the market in laser printer to have 85% compatible. The cause of it is that our market price compared to the original is just 10 to 15%, even less at the trade level. The question is, in America or Europe or other developed markets, the aftermarket product sells at about 25 to 30% cheaper than the OEM, but they have only about a 25% market share. At that price point, everybody is making money. Our competition for volume and lower price to get volume has resulted in lack of profitability and malpractices which arise out of it. In the photocopier industry, the situation is a little better because OEMs control about 80% of the market. Here also, because the lack of margin, because OEMs give a restricted margin, a lot of people are refilling the toner, and because the lack of availability, people are cheating, and then they lose a customer because of poor quality. Because nobody has built a brand, unfortunately, in India. Unless you build a brand, you cannot command the price. In photocopier, the opportunity to grow is there, the profit margins are there, And with 80% OEM, the opportunity to shift compatible is even more. It is just a matter of actually working the segments properly, taking the long haul, and not worrying that lower price will give us larger volumes. That's a self-defeating game, especially if you are not manufacturing. If you are trading, you have to look at profit maximization, which unfortunately our people are not doing. And profits have dropped dramatically. About 20 years back, people had 800%, 1000% profits. Today, people are with 40% margin are unhappy because volumes have not grown. But 40% is at the gross level. At the initial import level, it is maybe 10-12%, which is now very small and without the lack of volumes. So everybody has to decide whether you want to play this, how you want to play, and do you want to go down to the bottom of the bell by low quality and low price at no profit. Who's going to survive? Nobody knows that. So if we have to look at surviving and growing, we have to look at profits. And for that, quality is important, and don't look at what volume you sell. Just carry on selling at good quality, retain customers, and keep it going at the right price point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that's a good point that we discussed this in the first panel as well, that quality is the most important thing because that is what will drive the market, and if you with this, and also guide the stability of the price, without which you can't make any profit and therefore you are in a downward spiral. I would now like to request Mr. Puneet Singhal to talk a little bit about the consumer mind and how the brand influencer can be used for the Make in India program, and how his idea that the R&D center, which will be government supported, how they can also get involved in the brand influencer, because brand influencer is an expensive sort of proposition, and it can only work if the government supports it with appropriate personalities. What do you say?
Hi guys again. In the evening I was discussing with Sukanta ji that government should help us with getting proper influencers. Today's time is for social media, and unless the youngsters and even the elders, they are influenced that they have to buy Make in India and Indian product is good, how it is good for the country as well as it's good in quality. So we have to request the government that we could get influencers. Of course, we can't get Modi ji to promote compatible toner cartridges, but government can request people like Amir Khan or such people who have been doing, social jobs, or some other actors to come forward and say that these products are available in the market and I consumed this and I was very happy, the quality and the number of printouts were very good, or whatever, something like that. That would happen in that R&D think tank only what we were mentioning, where we have stakeholders from the industry also. So this was one idea which I gave them, that we have to tell the government for this, the social influencers, which we can't afford. But government can bring them around for us. Another thing which I think I missed out in the last, in the beginning of the session was that we have discussed about GEM. We didn't discuss about the e-commerce sites. Very reliably, Amazon is having their own brand of toner cartridge. So maybe it is manufactured by somebody within India or they are importing it, that I don't know. But they are a marketplace. They are not supposed to have anything to do with their own brand. So we see, you can also Google it and see Amazon has their own brand of toner cartridge, which is grossly wrong. They are only a marketplace, they cannot have their own product. So these are some technical issues which are there, which have to be taken head on. And I think we'll work on it, that we inform the authorities about all this, and all these brands are taken off. Only then they'll get the Make in India products on the e-commerce sites. And I think that's about all. Thank you.
Thanks, Puneet. I think you emphasized that we have to go to the end user and the end consumer, who may be a small business person or whatever, and try to use social influencers, social media brand influencers to develop that market, to develop the volumes. Because as was pointed out by Mr. Sanjeev Mahajan that the volumes are dropping also despite lower pricing. So we have to we have to create the consumer pull by using brand influencers and you're taking the help of the government to do that. And the other important thing is the e-commerce market. You know, that is a very, very large market for many products. And we have to see what brand, say, a company like Amazon is promoting or whatever, and what is the relationship they have with that brand, you know. See, if you go to the Amazon site, they will always say Amazon's choice or best choice, something like that they say. So these are very important influencers for a final consumer to make a choice. Now I would like to request Mr. Dhruv Mahajan to talk a little bit more about the aftermarket consumables, how the Make in India influences the aftermarket consumables. Over to you, Mr. Dhruv Mahajan.
So in China we have a good brand of influencers promoting a 9-star brand. But in India, I don't know what, no major influencers are promoting the aftermarket brands. So I think we should get together to get the Make in India started up with a reliable base who attracts traffic to him so that people can understand and search about the product. Majority of the people don't know what a toner cartridge is or what an ink product is. Getting the knowledge and promoting the right message to the right consumer is the way forward. And I think we should all work together to make this platform and get this thing started up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that is a nice way to build the end consumer this thing. I'd like to now come back again to Mr. Sandeep Sanghvi for his final comments.
So another thing I would like to highlight is the OEMs are able to sell Indian market at a much higher price compared to the compatible. So the question is why? I mean, there is a market need for a higher price. I think it's the trust that comes in with the OEM. So similarly, the aftermarket company should also be able to build that trust. That's one thing. Second, what I've seen, what I've observed is I've not seen many companies build a team. I've not seen many companies invest in their young talent, training, giving solutions, giving the right solution for products instead of just selling on price. So these are things that influence sales I feel. And this will make probably companies come at a higher price, and at the same time it helps the factories sell more volume. Because again, factories need volume, so factories need good distributors. So if distributors can sell more, factories definitely sell more, and that automatically helps in Make in India as well.
Thank you very much. That was a good observation regarding the quality price balance. Now I request Mr. Joseph Peter to give his final comments from the Japanese manufacturer's perspective.
One of the recent surveys which we had access to, we notified of in the recent management meetings that I attended in Japan is that the paperless office all over the world is becoming more stronger, and as a global manufacturer of toner for 70 years, Tomigawa Corporation has got a lot of pressure because the laser toner consumption is getting lesser and lesser. Like the IDC and Gartner reports, which are very popular and familiar in the OEM side, we also have certain world-class survey companies who does the survey on how the future laser print business will carry forward, and that graph shows a significant impact of downtrend in the next 10 years. So which is a caution, and internally we had a lot of meetings and brainstorming sessions on what to do next if this trend continues, and we all have to accept that that is happening slowly. The transition mode is on from a hard copy print to a paperless office, or where you show a soft copy and keep moving forward. So this trend has to be noticed, and many of the OEMs are also noticing that, and in globalization you must have seen in the last 2 years many big companies buying over these small companies, and they're all forming separate groups. And one of the other is the same branding of label being used in many brands, and new OEMs, they have a system called open architecture where the machine frame is common. The machine frame is common, and you have to just make it a mono or a color machine. You can just change it, something like that, because they see a downtrend in laser business. So we need to be cautious on that aspect and see how fast we can move forward. And before I conclude, in 1984, I joined this industry as a service engineer. At that time, when I was servicing Gestetner and Meta copiers, one print of A4 was 1 rupee. And at that time, 1 cup of tea was 50 paisa. 50 paisa. And now 41 years have gone by. And 2 weeks back, one of my Japanese had come from the quality control department. He was the GM. We both were traveling around India testing some toners for Indian market. And as we were testing, we saw in many job shops in Chennai, Delhi, Vijayawada, and in many locations, they still charge 75 paisa and 1 rupee, but the tea is 12 rupee. So this dynamics I'm not still able to understand, and that could be also one of the reasons, like all the others pointed out, where does the profit come from in selling these items. So looking from a global perspective, it is very, very important that we also analyze on the risk factors which lies ahead in the near future and in the far future, and set our trend accordingly and change the dynamics of business so that we can also be a successful businessman. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice observation about the 41-year journey regarding pricing of a cup of chai. The other important point you mentioned is that the big companies are consolidating by sometimes buying small companies or in whatever type of integration, because that's very important, because the market balance is not maintained, then these smaller companies will get completely wiped out. It's better they integrate with a larger company and continue. So, and finally, I'd like to request Ms. Arushi Rajpal to give her comments on, I'd like to request her, because she is a large manufacturer, talk a little bit about how new technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, etc. are impacting the aftermarket consumables industry in this sector.
So the new technology trends for artificial intelligence. So basically, artificial intelligence, AI-driven printers are voice-enabled printers, or taking onto the data that we have in terms of analyzing how many prints we are doing, what is the maintenance schedule, the breakdown schedule. So all of these information is being fed into the printer, and then it gives you automatic updates as to this is the cycle and this is the predictive analysis that we have, and your ink level is going down. So it just orders from an e-commerce portal. So these are enterprise kind of printers which happen in the workspaces. So for these printers right now, I think aftermarket, these printers have become specialized. The consumable part that's being used in the printer is pretty much standard as of now. I think with more and more adoption of these printers, they are going to change some consumable, and that's when the aftermarket is going to react to them. So that again is a little ahead of ourselves, as it's going to take some time for aftermarket to catch up there. And IoT-driven printers is again Internet of Things driven. That is, everything is well connected, everything is out there connected through the same network. So naturally you're printing, but it's again going to be encrypted in a way, and firmware, hardware updates and all of these are going to be there. So like I said, printer is not just a simple device anymore. It's going to be well connected to our whole ecosystem, and not just a random machine, but some intelligent, well connected machine which is going to add more value to consumers and businesses alike. Although the Indian market has been heavily dependent on imports as of now, but Make in India policies and import restrictions are sort of nudging the local domestic manufacturers to make in India and localize this product. So these trends are going to come, and they're right here in the face of it, but we are to adapt to these changes as local domestic industry.
Thank you you very much, Rishi, for telling us about the AI-driven printers and about the Internet of Things, which will enable the printing industry of the future. And obviously, everybody has got to adjust to that. Well, we have come to the end of our program panel discussion, but I'd like to throw opens to the question. Yeah, suppose we can't come and please come and say something. We were waiting for you actually. But if there are any other questions from the audience, you can always tell the questions also.
Was very much delayed. I never knew about the Delhi traffic. I thought it should be 30 minutes. It took 1.5 hours for me to reach here. I'm extremely sorry for my late arrival and missing the panel. Morning I was very much available. Today evening I missed it. Sorry for it. Apologize. I'm here basically for a strong invitation from Sopan, all the way from Chennai. I travelled here, and that was the basic reason. And second basic and the prime reason is that whatever I am today, I am just because of this industry. प्राप्त हुआ है, जो भी खुदा ने दिया है इसी इंडस्ट्री से दिया है, और एक एक पाए भी मैंने इसी से कमाया, और I owe a lot to this industry, and this is one of the things. 30 साल कंपनी चलाने के बाद इंडस्ट्री में 35 years से मैं हूँ इसी इंडस्ट्री से. I could see that lot of changes happening in this industry. One thing I repeatedly wish to say, as Mr. Joseph was telling that 84, in 1984 एक रुपए का जो जेरॉक्स कॉपी है, कॉपियर आज भी 1 रुपया है, चाहे 12 रुपया हो चुका है. I acknowledge that, and I also feel that when we are one among the very pioneers in refilling cartridges in Chennai, South India. Refilling जब चालू हुआ था, जब से हम लोग ऑटोमेटिक रिबन से चालू किए थे कंपनी को. रिफिलिंग नया जो आया, जो हम लोग चालू किए थे 1200 रुपये 1500 रुपये में हम लोग रिफिल करते थे. एक टोले 06F 03F के जो प्रिंटर्स हुआ करते थे. जब कंपैटिबल कार्ट्रिजेस आया तो हमारा जो टोले 03F 06F मॉडल्स काफी थे पुराने, अच्छे रेट में बेच लेते हम लोग. और मेरे ख्याल से आज भी इमेज किंग का जो रेट है, प्राइसिंग है, वी हैव मेड द प्रीमियम ब्रांड. वी हैव नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड ऑन द प्राइसेस. Might be because of that it is India's known and biggest brand. मेरी एक अपील है, मेरे एक्सपीरियंस को रख के मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि प्राइस किसी ने नहीं कम करने के लिए बोला है, हम कम कर रहे हैं. It is because we wanted to take others' share. It is impossible. जहाँ पे जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, they are the leaders. They are all. जितने भी लोग सारे हॉल में बैठे हैं, everybody has their own customers. No one can take his own customer. एक आदमी एक कस्टमर का दूसरा कस्टमर कोई ले ही नहीं सकता है. तो प्राइस कस्टमर ने नहीं तोड़ा है, हम लोग ही जाके तोड़ा है. Don't bring down the price. आज 50 रुपये 100 रुपये का एक्स्ट्रा में बेचता हूँ, लोग लेने के लिए तैयार हैं. हमारा रेट गिरता जा रहा है, ड्यूटी बढ़ती जा रही है, लेकिन रेट गिरता जा रहा है. डॉलर कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गया. कंटेनर कॉस्ट $800 से लेकर $1500 हो गया, $1600 हो गया, तो भी रेट 5 रुपये गिर रहा है. क्यों? किसने पूछा है लाने के लिए? उल्टा HP का रेट 200 रुपया 200 रुपये हर 6 महीने में, हर 8 महीने में बढ़ते जाता है. मेरी ये रिक्वेस्ट है. और आज हम लोग, मुझे याद है कि NCN का जो मीट पहले हुआ करता था और आज का जो है काफी डिफरेंस है, और he is also very much different. NCN is the only channel where is representing our imaging industry. पिछले 30 साल से मैं भी देख रहा हूँ, आज से आज तक चाय वाला से लेके हर आदमी का हर इंडस्ट्री का एसोसिएशन होता है, हमारा क्यों नहीं हुआ? वाई? अपने आप से पूछो आप। वन ऑफ द रीजन मैं भी नहीं कर पाया, मतलब काफी बार हम लोग एसोसिएशन के बारे में बात कर रहे थे लेकिन कर नहीं पाए। आज कोई भी लॉ, कोई भी सब्जेक्ट, कुछ भी होता है तो हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट ही नहीं कर पाते। मैं अकेले चले जाता हूँ या कोई अकेले चले जाते हैं, फर्स्ट जो क्वेश्चन होता है, आप लोग का कोई एसोसिएशन है क्या? बड़ी शर्मिंदगी होती है कि आज तक हम लोग एसोसिएशन नहीं बना पाए हमारे आफ्टर मार्केट के लिए। सारी चीज हम लोग को करना पड़ेगा। कम आउट ऑफ द फियर फैक्टर एंड गेट यूनाइटेड। साथ में रहने से सबका भलाई है, कोई किसी का बुरा कर भी नहीं सकता है, हो भी नहीं सकता है, और साथ में बहुत सारे चीज कर सकते हैं। फर्स्ट हम लोग एक एसोसिएशन चालू करते हैं रिप्रेजेंटेशन के लिए, क्योंकि काफी अभी ड्यूटी, एंटी डंपिंग ड्यूटी, काफी चीजें आ रही है और आएगी। तो रिप्रेजेंटेशन के लिए एक तो बॉडी होना चाहिए, तो ये आप करिए। और प्लीज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट थिंग टू वी आर ऑल सिटिंग हियर, वी आर ऑल बिजनेस पीपल। हमारा एक मुख्य लक्ष्य है एथिकली वी हैव टू मेक प्रॉफिट्स। Profits can be increased by way of volumes. As I was just came late and I was listening to Joseph sir. Consolidation 100% हो रहा है आज के डेट में. I could acknowledge. जो छोटी-छोटी कंपनीज हैं वो मेरिट हो रही है बड़ी-बड़ी कंपनीज से. तो you have to scale up to meet the competition. Don't give up. जो भी मेरे से होगा मैं आपको जरूर सपोर्ट करूंगा। इंक्रीज योर प्रॉफिट्स, इंक्रीज योर टर्नओवर। ऐसा नहीं है कि कार्टेज बिकना बंद हो चुका है, कम हो चुका है। नो माय डियर, एज पर द कस्टम्स डेटा एवरी मंथ, एवरी ईयर कार्टेज इंपोर्ट्स आर गेटिंग इंक्रीज। तो इंडिया में कार्टेज पार्ट्स बन रहे हैं वो भी इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं। और वॉल्यूम्स तो बढ़ ही रहे हैं, सिर्फ आपको आपके प्रॉफिट्स बढ़ाना है। एंड काफी लोग कह रहे हैं कि मतलब बिजनेस घट गया। नो, फ्रॉम माय साइड आई कुड से दैट हमारा, आई डोंट वांट टू टॉक अबाउट माय ब्रांड, आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट माय एक्सपीरियंस। बिजनेस ऑलमोस्ट 3 times बढ़ा है, कम नहीं हुआ है। वी हैव टू ओनली फोकस to the core business. And one more thing I would like to say, I think I'm going out of the panel now. I think I've dropped the subject. तो आफ्टर मार्केट आज अलग से नहीं रहा। आप देख सकते हैं सारा आईटी इंडस्ट्री कार्टेज बेच रहा है। तो यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड देयर इज नो सेपरेट आफ्टर मार्केट काइंड ऑफ थिंग। आईटी में इसको मेर्ज हो चुका है। तो यू कैन आल्सो हैव टू थिंक ऑफ आईटी मार्केट कीपिंग असाइड द आफ्टर सेल्स आफ्टर मार्केट। एंड कंपटीशन एक अलग चीज है, ग्रोथ एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है। आज इंडिया के बारे में हर आदमी, when I used to go to any foreign country, any country, हम लोग को जो देखने का नजरिया अलग था, आज देखने का नजरिया अलग है। और जो पर कैपिटा इनकम हमारा है एकदम आगे जा चुका है। जितने भी लोग हमारे एज के हैं और जो आज की युवा पीढ़ी है, पीपल वांट क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट, पीपल डोंट वांट, जितने भी हमारे बच्चे हैं 20 साल 25 साल के जो भी बच्चे हैं, इनको ब्रांड चाहिए, इनको क्वालिटी चाहिए, इनको प्राइस से कोई मतलब नहीं है। make your brand in a very big way, merge with the brands who is doing good, and make your products in a much better way, give quality to the world. India का नाम इससे भी आगे बढ़ सकता है. I think I don't know the questions, so whatever I thought, I just feel like sharing. Thank you.